Hello everybody. I'm doing a different type of video today. It's a cache strategy video. Tips and tricks and stuff like that. I'm just setting up the video right now. Anyways, here we go. I want to show you guys some cache stuff. Alright, so some basic smokes that you need to know. The mid-cross smokes, it's going to help you out. So, to get the left side, you line it up with this bar up to this line. Get the right side, go up here, line up with this bar to this line. And it makes it good smokes right here. It's very hard for them to see through to see you, but you can see through to see them if you're looking right here at the right time. Also on this right side, you can get seen right here if they're on top of the box. So be wary of that too, okay? Anywho, some more smokes, guys. I think the best ones to show off would be over here. So if you don't know these smokes yet, or Molotovs, you need to learn them. So if the window is up, if you aim, get right here against this bar, and you aim right here, while the glass is up, it'll land perfectly every time in the back. Now if you want to do that same one with the glass broken out, you go into this corner right here, and you aim at this dot. And it lands perfectly right there. Now if they don't play that back corner, you probably want to get the sight, or you're gonna want to get headshot. So try right here. That gets a lot of back of the sight, and it also gets headshot too. Forces them all the way out. So you can do that. If there's two people doing Molotovs, like two people know how to do the Molotovs back of the sight and headshot right there, then you can take the sight pretty easily every time and force them into oranges. Oranges is actually kind of difficult to Molotov out. You have to be like this or something like that. I'll go try to find another way to do it. Maybe you can do it off this box. But it's difficult. Yeah, it's tough. Alright. So other smokes, guys. So a crucial smoke is being able to smoke right over here. Now, this isn't the greatest smoke, but it gets the whole entire thing. You can't really see through it. Namely, right there it lands. So you can't see over it. So you want to make sure that it's on the lip of this thing, so you can't see over it. Another thing that's important, guys, is smoking off heaven. So the way I smoke off heaven's this little block right here. I aim at that, and I do walking or running forward. You can't see through this little gap. If the smoke isn't perfect, guys, you'll be able to see through the gap, and you'll be able to get killed by an opper. So be careful of that. So what if this is smoked off? Well, kind of just gotta deal with it. Other than that, you can aim about this high, do it like this. That should get you roughly around there. Here, I'll show you how I do it. So I see this block. I can see this block in this line. If it lands out further here, then kind of screwed, but I aim like right like so. And I just run. Yeah. It's actually a perfect spot. Okay, so right here, this is smoked off and you want to get heaven. What I like to do is I like to aim at this dot. I run into the smoke, and I just throw. And it's perfect like that every time. If you want to be fancy, they have these dots now, so you can aim perfectly on the dot. And it'll always smoke off this area right here. In my opinion, that might land a little too deep. Let's go look. Yeah, you can see stuff. So, you might want to be wary of using that, but if you're playing at a low level, any smoke right here will be great. Okay. Other ideas. All right, so if you want to smoke off forklift, I aim in the middle of these two barrels right here, walking. It's actually a little too deep. Gotta know when to do it. Oh, that works. It's perfect. It gets everything, can't see through. If it's too shallow, then you'll be able to see behind it as a CT, and it'll be useless. But primarily, you don't want to have to do this long fight on truck versus off. Another smoke, guys. So one that I found that I really like, I get in between these two, I crouch, and I aim right here. And I just throw. Actually, a little too deep. I aim it a little higher. Yeah, let me show you where it lands. So, right like this. Actually, I'd aim it a little bit higher if I practiced with it a little bit, and maybe over to the left a little bit. I don't want there to be a gap right here. Yeah, this gap. Well, it depends on it. Like, if you want to make a gap, if you want to try to force a player to be playing in a position, throw with like a noted gap. Like that right there. So, you can kind of turn a fault into a win. I'm gonna turn sound off. So yeah, you can turn a fault into a win if you know that what you're doing and you're precise with it. If you smoke off this and have like a gap right there and it's a visible gap or whatever, people will probably play in it, and you could get the kill there by pre-firing it. So CT side, back here in between these two, you just throw. Lands pretty good every time. Other ones, you can kind of throw it like this. It doesn't land so good, but it lets you get aggressive on them. You can even get back here. You can see over it. So, primarily whenever I see people play, they kind of like freeze up whenever their other team's doing stuff. If you go right here, you aim about right here, and you left and right click. Even more if you left and right click with some speed, you can get it all the way over here. A little bit of practice will do wonders. I don't usually play A, so a lot of people like to throw this. It kind of pops. It's pretty good. It all depends on how you wanna play as a player. A lot of times I notice that at lower levels people have their nades out and don't know when to have their gun out versus when their nades are out. And on top of that, a lot of people play counterintuitively, so having your nades out, I mean, you might not be doing anything wrong, but if the other team's doing something counterintuitive and quote-unquote wrong, then you won't be able to like react in time and have your gun out, and they'll be able to get the free kill. So Molotovs in middle. So if you know that they're playing behind sandbag, you can crouch, aim at that corner. See this little lip right here? You can bounce it off the little lip and get the back right there. You can do that anywhere over here. So I know the lip is right there. Oops. So yeah, I know the lip's right there. I throw it, it bounces, and lands perfect every time. Conversely, or whatever. CT side, you want that mid smoke right there, you want it to bloom. I kind of like it more inside, but this is fine too. Anyways, you want it to bloom over there. Now, a lot of people like to Molotov up here, but they fail at it. For the longest time I was failing at it. Then I found out about aiming at this back thing right here. So if you aim there and you throw, it explodes perfectly every time. As long as you don't hit this side thing, that's the height you need to be at. Okay, guys? So again, aim back here. and that'll make you hit it perfect every time. That'll be a huge benefit for you guys. On CT side, I guess I should break this down. This is the first one I've done, so I'll like order my thoughts next time and break them down. I like this smoke because you're able to travel along the back side of it. You can get a pick and fall back. You also stop the rush, and again, you can force them into like a path. So that smoke right here, as you're exiting, you're running, aim in the middle, throw. Of course, messed it up. Running, aim down there, throw. And you can peek behind it. I'm showing some smokes for cash, making a small video. So another thing, guys, this mid area, I want to show you guys something. So there are lanes in this mid area. There's a right lane, center lane, and left lane. So let me just break this up. So you see this gap versus gap. Whenever you are running in, like a vast majority of people run along this side right here. So if you're CT, all you need to do is spam right here, and you're gonna hit bodies if they're coming out. Just spam along this gap right here. So I propose for terrorists, they run along the right side. They do a quick loop onto the right. They can go left if they want, but they're usually gonna fight somebody here and be spammed by somebody back there just through this right side. If you're smart, you'll do that. Another thing for CTs, whenever you're retaking, if you have a Molotov and you have like a second, throw the Molotov, and they haven't planted it yet especially, throw the Molotov back like that, and it gets the whole entire plant area. And it'll prevent them from planting for a good 5 seconds. If you're CT and you're playing solo, you can do the same thing. I'll have to figure out where it's at, but it's like right there. Yeah, I threw it a little too deep, but you can prevent him from coming in. Here, if I don't walk, I think I'll get it. Yeah, right there. That won't necessarily keep him from planting right here, but it's darn close, guys. So just a little bit of tinkering with it. You'll have to play with it on your own a little bit. Yeah, just a little tinkering on your own. Okay, so some stuff you guys need to know. So if you're playing mid and you have a fast rotation back here, like I want you guys to see through this wall right here, super spammable. So look at the lineup. So to the right of this, that gets all the way out over here. And if they're walking a line, they're usually walking back here, this line, or they're walking right over here. So if you spam right here, that's gonna give you shots on them while they're going up that line. If they don't go that line, you can spam like this. But keep in mind, this little niche right here, that is the end of the wall. Or maybe it's right here. Okay, right here is the end of the wall. So you'll want to spam directly on it to get over here. By the way, this right here, you take a lot less damage whenever they take a lot less damage whenever they're just getting spammed through this than through this. This is like paper. They'll take tons and tons of damage. And just looking how it lines up, you know what I mean? So right there on this crease, that's the right side of the box. On this left side, see this little line right here? That is the left side of this box. This is the right side of the box. Okay? So knowing where they are helps out a ton. Whenever you're retaking, it depends on the player, but it all depends on what you don't like fighting. If you don't like fighting the middle of the site, Molotov right there is going to prohibit them from doing a lot of movement. If you don't like fighting the back left of the site, just Molotov it off. Like, don't have to worry about the back left ever. And if you don't like fighting, I haven't perfected this yet, but the theory craft is sound. Yeah, if you don't like fighting back there, well, you're gonna have to deal with back there. That right there, you can't really do much. Anyways, you can always throw this right here. Or you can throw this right here. Dang, it's a little lip right there. Throw that right there, but that's unreasonably tricky. I'm looking at chat right now. Do you guys want to see anything special? Like, have any questions? Basic strategy for this. For an A-take, you want to smoke off, or heavy smoke. Bloom right over here. This one's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It gets everything. Anyways, you want to have a smoke so that you can enter over here. Don't have to worry about that. You can worry about these two fights. If you have I love Molotovs on this map. I like clearing out areas I don't want to deal with. That right there, people call that MBK or fence. If you throw a Molotov off this thing, I like to do it a little higher. Yeah, right there. Lands right there, gets all of MBK, and don't have to worry about that at all. 2 Molotovs wreck this whole entire quad area. So off the fence and off of this thing, wreck the whole entire quad area. Can't play there at all. If you do that 3 rounds in a row, then they're not going to go play over there. They'll be forced on this left side, play aggressive on you, or play inside the site. Once you control how they play, you can start taking liberties and do things like you can do double smoke on this. Like smoke right there and smoke over there. You just worry about that, and then you just worry about the site and don't worry about any of this. So the objective is, with utility on T side, what would be a good pop flash mid if you're opping? If you're opping, you're talking about CT side? Or you're talking about T side? Yeah, let me restart this real quick. To get a pick, if you are opping, what timings do you have to know? Okay. Well, have you guys seen the body shot recently? That's not it. Anyways, body had a shot. Is that it? That's closer. CT side. As soon as you get there, you want to shoot right here. If they're running up and they don't hug this like exactly, if they are around here, if they're around here, that'll get them. See how this is head level? Yeah, you'll kill them. So as soon as you're there, send one in. It's above this line. You can do it on the line if you want, but I like above this line because it's actually head level. So as soon as you get there, send 2 bullets out. 1, 2. By that time, they should be there. I would only do that if you have like a teammate, if you want to do 2. A good pop flash, honestly, there's not a lot of good pop flashes. Like, you can throw a hard flash over here, but depending on how they're playing, you might just want to peek out and flash it. If you're over here, you just got to kind of know where they're at. I would do a reaction time shot over here. It's hard to see you from mid right here in this spot. So, and this is an off angle for the boost. So you'll see them, they'll pause like right here in your crosshair, and it's just a reaction time shot that you can do if you want to take the peeker in mid. The counter to that is this smoke on T side. So there's a little dot right here. You aim at the dot, you let the smoke bloom, you get boosted, right? So what you do as T-side, you can see over this smoke and they can't see you. I can see a guy right there, if they're there. And the more right I go, the more visible I am. But the idea is you clear, 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 clear. So that's what that looks like. So you can see them right now and they can't see you at all. See them right now. The only thing that really gets you on that, whenever you do that, is a guy right here. This is when they, I'm reading Fagbusters comments. Yes, CT, because when they start to pop flash mid and I hear them, I try to pop flash at their end, then that's really good. So yeah, there really aren't very many good pop flashes in mid. It's all about peeking it in the right places. You can throw like this type of flash. I'd throw it behind you. As long as they see that there's something there, they might turn away from it. I don't know, if somebody did that flash on me, I'd probably just stare at them and spam it after I'm blind. I like to peek out right before the flash goes off, take the shot and back off. Like, let's say there's a guy right there-ish, okay? I would throw flash like this and do that. I'd either, most of the time whenever people are pop flashing, like, I would say about 80% of the time, they're not going to, or for an opera at least, in mid, they're not looking like here or anything. They're looking here, here, here. Yeah, just here, here, and here. They have like maybe 3 locations that they're looking for, and it's a swipe. So if they're not there, which this is a really hard shot, so they might not go for that to begin with. Might go for that or just that. You have to pick your battles on what you want to look at. Like if you're right here, it's kind of foolish to look at both of these at the same time. So you could pop flash this and just like snake out. Uncash, it's tough though. It's real tough. What I recommend is if you have some time, learn how to do like the jump from here to here. If you want to look cool, learn how to do the jump from here to here. I can't do it, of course. But yeah, learn how to do the jump from here to here and do it consistently with the op out. And then just snake somebody, okay? That would be awesome. That'd be frag video. Alright. So where was I? So strategy stuff. Whenever you're playing, you on lower levels it doesn't really work. But on higher levels, like you can kind of get stuff going. Like there's a flash at this gate right here. You aim right here. And it's a 1 and 2. Actually, I don't like that one. I'm gonna do left side. So in the middle right here, it's a 1 and 2. Yeah, that pops pretty good. You want to work on pop flashes on T side. You want to have a guy get set up, get ready, and be ready to go out right when that flash goes. But you got to know where the pop flashes are. So here's a pop flash for A main. So right and left goes right there. It destroys this guy. He doesn't have much time at all to get out of it. This guy has a little bit more, but if there's stuff going on, yeah, if there's stuff going on, then it's hard to see, and they'll probably full blind you, or him. So he'll have to back up, so you'll get the forklift area pretty much for free with that pop flash. So you'll just have to worry about this one area, unless this guy's playing trigger base and he's peeking after the pop flash. It's an idea though. There's different play styles you can play into, and I'll go over those in another video. But there's tons of videos out there that goes over those. Alright, so I'm reading comments right now. Apparently Fagbuster's team isn't backing him up. Yeah, people don't sound like they're backing you up. They're able to push highway, you're not getting any info on it. That sucks. Alright, strategy stuff. So again, you want to dictate how they play by doing something kind of semi-consistently. So the way you can do this, so let's say you don't want them playing quad for like most of the game. You don't want to have to ever worry about quad, right? What you can do is you can send about 2 or 3 people up into A main. You can send one person back here. I'm gonna try to do a good quad smoke. I think right here would be good. You'll have to figure it out yourselves on your own resolutions and stuff. That's a pretty decent quad. Didn't get all this. Nah, this one kind of sucks. Actually, for our purposes, this is a really good smoke, because that'll make somebody want to play an MBK. They'll say, oh, there's a gap there. I can take advantage of this. So what you want to do is you want that smoke there, and then you want to do Molotovs. You want 2 guys Molotoving off this whole quad area. There'll be a small... You can't get the whole thing. I mean, there'll be a small gap. But depending on your time, or depending on your timing, you can force them out of their comfort zone. Nobody really wants to play right here in quad, so doing a Molotov back here and on MBK like this, that'll put them out of their comfort zone. They have no fallback. They have nothing, and they're gonna get full blind from any flashes that you guys throw, which I recommend you guys throw. So guy can throw that smoke. That smoke takes 6 seconds to land. Then you can open this door and aim right here and flash while people go into the site. That'll kill the quad guys. No problem every time. That'll smoke off the quad guy, and you only have to worry about catwalk and forklift. This should be smoked off too. Assume this should be smoked off unless you really wanna, unless you're a really good opper and their oppers aren't as good as you are, or if you have the shot lined up. For instance, you can like go all the way back here, be on this box or something like that, and there's like a dot somewhere, like right there or something like that. Yeah, I'm close. So it's like a dot right here. Anyways, you want to aim a little down, but you can kill their opper. There's usually oppers stand right here by doing that. Maybe down like right there. It's a little high. Anyways, I'm just putting the idea in your head. You guys can perfect it. Mainly, anything that you look over or something like that, you need to get into a server on your own, perfect it. You need to practice it. Okay, so I gave a few ideas for you guys. I don't know if it was very useful or not. It's like a 30-minute rant video. I don't know. I think I'll probably end up deleting it and make another one sometime. I'll like write down all the ideas and put them all together and stuff. CT side B, I don't think I went over any smokes. Doing off this wall is pretty good. Doing off this thing on top's okay. That's pretty much it. If you want to flash, you can flash off this. If you want to be fancy. Used to be a thing. People flashed off this, then peeked around it. Is Shroud a good place to be? Every now and again, yeah. Like, playing right here is okay because you can see over this box and you can get the pick. If you're a good opper, it makes a lot of sense. Fall off, throw a flash, let it pop up like that. You know, it's not bad. And then you can get into another position. And in my opinion, I think oppers should like play a position, get the pick, fall back, go to the next position, fall back, go to the next position, fall back, go to the next position, Like, if you play like that as an opper and they don't smoke off things, you're going to get a lot of kills. I'm not playing right now, Nicholas. If they smoke off things, then you're going to have a bad time. That's pretty much where I think the smoke should land. It's this and this. If you can perfect it so it lands perfect like that every time, you're going to isolate this half off. Is having an aggressive CT good? Having an aggressive CT can be great, especially in cash. So let's say you have an aggressive B CT. Did it say? Nah, it says cash. Smoke tips. Anyways, have an aggressive B. You see if anybody's over here, you're able to pick them. And then you can go out here. If there's nobody here and here, and you're able to pick all the way over here, you know they're not going B. And you can get one guy set up over here, and it's the lamest spot ever because it's so good. And then you can rotate two guys to mid. Watching mid passive, aggressive, I don't know, however you want to do. You can have one guy watching it passively. Just watch to make sure they don't go over here. Playing it really, really ninja-like. And have 3A. That's amazing, guys. Stacking the sites where they're at. Or having like a straight-up flank on them. Like you just set up a guy and you start flanking. Alright, Fagbuster. He says, my team struggles with understanding that if you're getting taken fast to play for retake, so can you throw some retake strats or advice? So retake A. So it depends on how you play it to begin with. Like, are you doing a 2-1-2? Are you doing 1A, 2 mid, 2B? Are you doing 2A, 2 mid, 1B? Depends on how you're set up. If you're set up with 2 mid, 2A, you can have one guy rotate over here and just lock down this door and lock down him as they cross. If this is smoked off, you can just throw a nade. You can Molotov that door. It's all about making them use their utility. Like, whoever uses on high level games, whoever uses their utility first is at the disadvantage. They do a default. I'm not sure what your default is. I guess it's a 2-1-2. 3-1-1. So anyways, what I would do is, since they do a 2-1-2, what I would straight up do is I would have two guys set up. Well, I would have like an opper set up, and he'd peek angles. If he's good or whatnot, he'd peek this angle, fall back, then go to this angle, fall back, go to this angle, fall back. And then he would go, I don't know, I'd have him keep, maybe re-peek an angle or two. Then you can always peek this angle. Anyways, this guy is probably going to save his utility, but once he's back into the site, he needs to flash. He needs to stop whatever aggression they're doing. Don't think of it as necessarily holding. Think of it as stopping their momentum, putting them on your pace. You can't let them go at their pace, or else you're gonna lose. So, for instance, if they throw their two smokes out, or they throw a smoke out to get off this side, and then they throw flashes out, like, I don't know, however they're gonna throw flashes out. If you got a guy over here, he can just stay dancing around over here. You know, just stay over here. And he can always throw his utility off of this, you know? He could literally throw a Molotov, stop any rush going towards him. This stops the rush going towards him, okay? You're pretty safe unless they use utility on you. But that stops people from getting to you. So he takes the shot, and his default thing is do this. So now he has a little bit of room over here. If they go through him, they're half health. He's done his job. He should kill one. In my opinion, an opper should kill one every round that he has an op. Like, he shouldn't get picked. That's really bad if they get picked. Okay? But you don't want to expend your flashes out too fast. You want to keep them. You can do pop flashes and stuff. however you want to do them. I wouldn't do that. That's actually pretty horrible. But throwing a flash out like this, that's not bad. Like, you can peek this while the flash lands over there. I would practice with it a little bit, you know? It depends on how the enemy team plays. If they go out without any utility or anything, they just peek out. Unless you have somebody peeking, which you guys need to, like, state who's peeking or whatnot. If you have an opper, he should always be peeking. He's a turret. So anyways, some guy should be peeking out. Once there's a call, you can have a guy that's set up with a flashbang out. Throw his flashbang. And then he can peek out. Or he can even have like a Molotov ready. No, people don't want to go out into a Molotov. This will stop the rush. And then he can set up with his AK or his Colt and just spray this corner, fall back, reload and all that good stuff right here. Yeah, you need a profit. You need a turret, guys. That's the key to success, having a turret. So yeah, on T side, you don't want to use your utility. You want to use enough utility to bait out the CT's utility, but you want to use your utility whenever you have to take the site. Whenever it's time to like do work, now it's time to have your utility going. So if you have a guy designated to just bait out utility, that would be awesome. T side. On CT side, you want to keep your utility as long as you can. You want to get information, so as much as you can. So think of it like this. If it's 5v5, it's even kind of, but the terrorists have the advantage because they have more people and they know where they're at on the map. CTs have to like guard two objectives. They can't consolidate their forces. So if you have a CT playing for a little bit of information, like a guy in middle, if he goes up close, he can hear T's over here, running over here, all the way over here. He can hear all the way back, like everywhere, right? A guy right here can hear T's right here. So having a guy in middle that has good headphones and has good sound and is very vocal, that can call, it's like, hey, I hear some coming A. You can literally hear him right here. So having a guy for information is what you need. That'll like tell you guys when you need to use your utility. If they fake you, then they've wasted some of their time. It's not necessarily a waste in utility, but you might want to consider moving a guy out or having a guy do first utility, one guy do first peek. So you've got to have a guy that's always has his gun out, and then maybe a guy that's throwing support, like so, or something like that, you know? And again, the idea is not, what frustrates the T side team is stopping them. So stopping their momentum, making it so that what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it isn't happening. I think that makes sense, right? I'm not doing sub games right now. I'm kind of busy. So, biggest recaps. Stop, whenever you're over here, use up here for your reference point on how to Molotov this. Okay? That'll save a lot of people. Whenever you're doing mid stuff, that's a really good smoke. You want to think of the lanes. There's 3 lanes. You don't want to be in this lane if you're a T. If you're a CT, you want to spam that lane because most T's are there. Molotoving the site is awesome. Do it. They're going to plant default, Molotov that off. If they're not going to plant default, figure out the best way for yourself to do it, but Molotov where they plant at. Stop the plant if the site's taken over. Have flashes ready. Just force them out, you know? If you have the utility and the bomb's down or whatever, do it for the areas you don't want to have to deal with. Force them out over there. I don't think anybody really wants to have to deal with over there. Also, people don't really want to have to deal with right over there. So if you smoke that off, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can also smoke the bomb while you defuse. It's kind of a double whammy. It's disorienting whenever there's a smoke in front of you and then you get out and there's another smoke. So if you don't use your smokes, or you have a guy that's playing, he's playing target point guy. So if he's playing point guy and he has his utility, then he needs to use his utility whenever you're retaking, and your guy that was initially utility guy needs to take the point. Also, oppers usually shouldn't take points because they're slower. So if you have a rifle guy and an opper, let the rifle guy go out first, then the opper go second. Let the opper take longer angles. We did play UCA. We're gonna play it again. We're getting tired of playing against matchmaker people that legitimately have cheats. Like all yesterday, Prophet was playing bad, but I reviewed some of the demos, and most of them had cheats either on our side or their side, and we don't like that on either side. So the other recap thing, figure out the spam spot for over here. Maybe it's this dot. Yeah, it's the dot. That's amazing. You spam that dot. So there's like a little line, and then there's a dot right here. Hit the dot. Maybe, I don't know. Also, over here, if you're along the side, right there is really good. Just anywhere along, in between here and here is really good. See? Also, this area, this is the right side of the box. This is the line for the left side of the box. By the way, Glocks can hit through this. See how paper thin that is? Glocks can't hit through this. Yeah, I don't like your AK skin. It looks weird. And the other thing, if the window's up, you want to Molotov the back of the site, this is your lineup. If it's not up, you want to Molotov the back of the site right here. If you want to do fancy smoke, right here. By the way, it's so on fire. There you go. Pop flashes are great. You want to throw them? I don't even think it got in there. Nah, it didn't. I was moving backwards. Pop flashes are great. Make sure you throw them. Here, I'll give you guys this pop flash. I like this one a lot. So you aim up here, you left and right click, and you're ducked. And you let it go. There's no time to duck out of the way with that. Like, it instantly blinds them, and they have to move. If they don't move, then they're a free kill. Alright, well, that's a lot of stuff. A lot to digest, I guess. I really want to know how to do body shot. That was freaking amazing. It is over here. Yeah! Found it. So you just get up here. The timing is like 150. You just get right there. There's a little dot right there, and at 150 you just shoot. Sweet. That's so nuts. Pretty soon you're gonna see guys on CT side. They're gonna come out and they're gonna spam that spot and they're gonna get a kill. It's gonna be hilarious. Alright guys, I'm gonna end this for now. I'll probably delete the video. It's not as concise as I'd like it. And I'll make another one. I'll probably go over Dust 2 next time. Anyways, later guys.